Allie Burnett with the Buyer's Box podcast, and today we have one of my very special Reside friends, Lauren
Yeah.
Holland.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Can you tell everybody a little bit about you, your background, and your job now at Reside?
Yes. Hi, I am Lauren Holland. I am the Director of Client Experience at Reside Platform. We partner with teams across North America that want to really get serious about their business and scale it as big as they want to. We believe in creating a world so big so that you can continue to create that for your people. So, really, my role is making sure that our teams and clients are getting the services that we promise them and making sure that they're having a really great experience. We focus on coaching and training and just really providing those resources to grow your team. Me specifically, I am on the operations side of things. You know, I work a lot with team leaders, I work a lot with agents. My wheelhouse is in the back end building out systems, I would say. I've been in real estate for the last, gosh, 8 years, I would say. And I've had every admin position under the sun, you could say. For me, I feel like we find unicorns in this position because it's not one size fits all. Allie, I'm sure you feel that way too because you're agent mixed with ops as well,
Yeah.
running a team. So it's just, we don't put ourselves in boxes. We just, we have the vision. What do we need to get done? And then we go ahead and execute on that. So I'm here to support a lot of people and just some solution oriented. And there's always a way, is my mindset.
Absolutely. And if you ever are looking for an accountability partner that will keep you accountable, it's you.
Hey, it is me. We believe that accountability is the best form of love. And you, as my friend, I want to see you win. So I'm not going to be like letting you walk around with stuff in your teeth. You know, it's the same thing in your business. If something's going on, it's not, it's not giving a harsh truth. It's giving coaching so that you can grow yourself and it's tactful, right?
So we actually run into a lot of agents, all different brokerages, and one thing that keeps coming up, and I keep hearing is, "Oh, the market sucks. Like my volume's down, and people aren't buying houses like they used to, and the war, and blah 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 blah." All
All the
this
reasons.
excuse, excuse, excuse. So I really like to put things in a tactical way. So we're going to work on giving some tips to the agent out there that feels like things are not going the way that they were before, or maybe you're not on track to where you want to go. So just think about timeline, right? So this episode is going to come out in June. So I pulled some stats from NAR. So NAR says that typically a home is pending from 30 to 45 days. So if you start talking about December 31st, 45 days from that would be around November 16th. So the half point between November 16th and January 1 is June 10th. So
Yeah,
most people like to think like July 1 is the half point. No, June 10th is the half point.
a great way to think about it.
Thanks. Thanks. So what I want to talk about is like first off mindset. So what are you telling team owners? What are you telling agents about around mindset, around all of that?
Yeah, so this is a really important thing as we're talking about business planning because start planning as if you're in quarter 4 now, right? I think I love the concept of thinking 45 days out because that is what the stats are saying. Let's also extend that to 90 days. I'm gonna go back a little bit to break this down so it all comes full circle. What I would say is, we all know the activities we need to do. Hitting the phones, having 35 meaningful conversations every week. That means 2+ minutes on the phone. We can track that in your CRM. We use Follow Up Boss. So really, we can see if you're having a slow month, is it the market? Um, or, what does your conversion look like? Do we need to get you more at bats with scripting? And I want you all, especially if you're a newer agent that's getting, into your career, like welcome rejection because the more no's you get, you're getting closer to a yes. And remember, it's not always a flat out no, it's just a not yet. Right. I say that because as you ramp up and you're doing the right activity, you're door knocking, you're circle prospecting, you're farming, you're doing whatever you need to do to lead generate and lead nurture in your database, you're gonna get closings. right? If you're a good agent, you know what you're doing, you're going to get clients, you're going to get closings. What happens when you start hitting your ceiling? Because we all hit that growth mark, I would say. One deal feels like a lot for someone new that might not be used to the entire client journey. But for an experienced agent that's been in the business for a really long time, like you, Allie, or for Andrew, you might be used to 9 at a time, and that will feel busy, but you have leverage in place. So why I'm saying that is we're so focused a lot of the time on the current business that we have, and we're not fully putting our trust in the people that need to be working that to get it to close, is we're not actually hitting the phones as hard and hitting our pipeline as hard. So we really want to make sure we have a hot, A, B, and C buyers. Excuse me. And what I would say for that is even if you have a lot of deals and you feel like you're hitting your ceiling, you still need to be lead generating and lead nurturing so that you're building up that pipeline. So that's really where I say about the next 90 days. Are you going to be able to feed your family in the next 90 days? So the concept that we are talking about, most people are not losing because of the market or, lack of talent. We are losing because of the story we're telling ourselves. So we really need to stop grading that year at halftime and start acting like, okay, how am I going to afford Christmas presents for my kids? Am I going to be able to put my kid in private school next year? You are always planning ahead for the future. So I just really want us to start thinking of that mindset is what's your why? And if you don't like that because you feel like that's too cliche, what are you doing all this for? What is your purpose? Are you doing it for yourself, for your family, for whoever? Start now. Start now.
I agree. I agree with that totally. And I think perception is everything, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, when I first kind of got into real estate, Andrea had already had a team. And so he was kind of used to doing like, two 1 month, 1 month. Maybe there's like five another month. And then when you get five, it's like, oh my God. And
Mm-hmm.
now our perception is if we don't have 15, like we're pissed. Like if we don't have
Yeah,
15 closings, we're like upset. And
you're
then,
bam.
yeah.
Yep.
And then as you start getting around other people that are doing more, your ceiling just gets higher and higher and higher. So some of the
Yeah.
people that we met through Reside, they're doing, I don't know, Lauren, you know better than me. How many closings a month? 50,
Uh,
100?
it, yeah, I don't know the highest number right now, but you said you guys are doing at least 15,
Yeah.
double, triple, and there's no judgment in that statement. It's just the
Yeah.
the teams that are, um, like I'm thinking of John Rhoda. I would have to go pull up his stats to see how many he's closing in a month, but I think he did 700 deals last year, closings in
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that was like
whatever that
unheard of.
math is, divide by 12.
Yeah. And like for us, that was unheard of. But I think when you're like almost sometimes I think agents and even team owners put themselves in this little box and you don't realize that there could possibly be a bigger box. And so you just want to think about, okay, I'm happy where I am. I'm proud of myself. Like take the
Yes.
moment. I'm proud of myself. And what can I do to head start that? And we spend so many episodes talking about the activities, how to do the activities, where to do the activities, what to say when you're
Yeah.
doing the activities. But I think mindset is important. And I think getting clear. Like, do you want to talk a little bit about how you're coaching team owners and agents on just like getting really focused and clear?
Yeah, and I think this goes back to accountability, right? Like we just need to strip it down to the metrics. What do you need to be doing every single day? It's those at bats. Having at least 7 2-minute conversations with someone about real estate. We're not just going to be talking about, Whole Foods or the workout. You're going to be talking about we like a lot of the times that happens because people are just scared to bring up real estate because they want to build a relationship but not actually ask for the business. So what I would say is getting really clear on what your goals are. So if you say, "Hey, I want to get 2 listings this month and get 3 buyers under contract," great. How are you going to do that? Have a really clear plan in place. We don't need more inspiration. I think we're always looking for that motivation, but it's like, okay, your New Year's resolutions at the beginning of every year, it's like, oh, I'm going to hit the gym every single day. And you're so motivated because it's like that newness and whatnot. That newness wears off really quickly, that novelty. So you're going to have to get into consistent routines and just master the boredom of success because that truly is what it is. A lot of people get into real estate that I hear, oh, I just really really like looking at houses. That's
Oh.
not what it is. Yeah, you hear that, right? That's not what it is. This is not HGTV. This is real life grinding and needing to call people and get in front of people. So if you are, I don't want to say that this is a blanket statement, but like if you don't enjoy speaking with people, and getting in front of them, this is probably not the right career path for you. And also, if you want to join a team that's like Allie and Andrew, like I said, accountability is the best form of love you can give someone. They want to see you win, and that's really the group of people we surround ourselves with. Is we want to see you win. How big is your vision? How big are your dreams? And they don't have to be like these. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to have that yacht, etc. It can be, hey, I really want to provide this life and pay for college for my kid because my family wasn't able to do that for me. That's really important for me. So it's whatever your goals are, big or small. Like that's a really big goal too, what I just said. So it doesn't have to be purely materialistic. It can just be giving your family that generational wealth. As well. But let me see. We just need accountability. Accountability is the truth, right? And we look at it through your metrics of going into your CRM and looking at your conversions. Numbers tell a story. So when I'm having a conversation with Allie, I'm not making an emotion based. Like I want to see her win. I'm going to look at the numbers. Is she hitting her goals or not? It's just gonna tell us that story. So we're really just looking at the gaps of what you say and what your calendar is really costing you with that momentum. So like if it's not on your calendar, it does not exist. Like account for your breakfast, account for drive time, account for meal time. Like are you doing fast food every single day because you're not planning your meals? Like this is what I'm talking about, getting really clear with your work day. So we're talking about that half year point. Start today. It is never too late to start a new life, better habits for yourself. You don't have to get ready to get ready. Done is better than perfect. So like it's just little things like, and I'm not even talking about real estate right now because we could go in and talk about all the activities. Right now, we're gonna circle in the mindset and getting super clear. Your mindset is I am going to win, and it's these I am statements. So if you're bringing yourself down, like I'm not good enough, I'm not really great on the phone, then you're not going to portray yourself that way. If you're saying I'm really great, I'm gonna go get these at bats, I'm going to, you can believe in the woo hoo like manifestation, like I certainly do, but like the way we talk to ourselves is really important. So that's your mindset right there. And then it's getting super clear on your why and those goals. And like if it's your kids, if it's your spouse, if it's your you want to take care of your family and make sure you can put your parents into assisted living because they're caregiving. It's just like whatever is important to you. That's why we're doing this. Sorry, I went down a really deep rabbit hole, but it's so important.
It is, it
Um,
is.
it's so important for us all to think of, hey, year end, where do I want to be? Am I even close to my goals? Have I been doing what I said I'm going to be doing? So
Yeah,
it's all
absolutely.
better
And
habits.
one thing that Andrew and I do, and I would encourage you if you're listening to this podcast, is typically October time, and then we do check-ins across the year. So we'll
Mhm.
say, now I didn't practice this, so hopefully the math comes out. I'll try and do easy numbers. So
You're
let's
good.
just say you're trying to get to 100 transactions, right? So
Yeah.
if it's whatever day it is, so you could say it doesn't have to be between January 1 to December 31st. You could say, okay, I want to, between now, let's just say June 1st and December 31st, I want to get blank amount of transactions. But for this exercise, I'll do it for the whole year. So let's say you want to get 100 transactions for the year. So you back that out into quarters. So I need 25, 25, 25, 25. Okay, great. So then divide that out into months. Okay, based off of that, 25 divided by 3, obviously that's a little bit of off number, you round up, right? And then based off of that, you put it into weeks.
Yeah.
And then based off the weeks, you're gonna know week 3 of your plan if you're on track or not. It's
Hmm.
you're on track or you're not on track. And if you're not on track, okay, what have I done? What do I need to do? And what's the gap? And you have to detach yourself from those results, and you have to detach yourself from the day-to-day number. We have to attach yourself to the day-to-day
Hmm.
number, but detach yourself away from the
The
results
outcome.
because
Yeah.
from the outcome. And also make sure you're being honest with yourself, right? Because you need to do a little bit of research on what activities are going to equal what sort of outcome. And you may realize that the activity you're doing do not equal the outcome, or maybe they equal a higher outcome. So like Andrew and I realized that we convert higher than the average agent, which should have been obvious, but I don't know. But we found that out. And so we
Mhm.
were able to kind of lower our numbers a little bit. And we still try to focus on the higher number, but we know that we have a little bit of buffer.
Yep.
And so you want to try to like basically back up those numbers and make it so granular. So like we had an agent the other day and she's a little bit newer to her team. She was already an existing agent. And she's been having trouble finding time to get her calls. And I said to her, I said, "Hey, insert name here. Um, when are you calling again?" And she's like, "Tomorrow." I was like, "Great. What time tomorrow?" And then she's like, 12 to 2. I was like, "Great. How many calls are you doing?" And then she said this
Yeah.
many. I was like, "Sweet." So then I texted her the next day. I'm like, "Hey, do you get your calls done? How did that go?" Because I waited till the time passed. And she said, "I did, but I didn't get as many calls as I wanted." And I said, "How many were you trying to get?" And it's blank. So, it's like she only got, I think, like 60% of what her goal was, but she still woke up, she did the activity, and then it's like, okay, next day, back at the bat, back at the bat.
Mhm.
And just continuing to get into that routine is going to be all the difference, I think. I don't know if you want to add anything else to that.
Yeah, well, I think it's 1% better every single day. So picking up the phone for one phone call and having that one conversation. If you haven't been doing it at all, that's what we mean by 1%. Then go do it again. Then go make 2 calls the next day. If you're really terrified of the phone, we also need to uncover the fear of that. So it's like, I mean, it's usually the fear of rejection and whatnot. So then we can do some mindset things. But I totally agree with you. It's having a trusted leader that is going to say, and if accountability is a word you don't prefer, like that's just going to be there for you and make sure you're doing what you said you're going to do. And we know that life shows up, life happens. However, every single day, it just really depends on how extreme you want to be, I think, and how important your goals are to you. So like, is that actually, it's like going back and looking at your bank statements, right? We say, oh, this is really important to me, but if you go back and look at what you're spending money on, we can actually say this is actually what's really important to you. So that's the mindset, and we just really need to focus on what we can control, and I think that's what we're going to go into next.
Right. So yeah, talk about that. What are some things that agents can kind of focus on? Like, what are some of the controllables?
Yeah, we can't control the market. We cannot control the market at all. So that is off the table. Don't even try. That'd be like trying to control the future,
The
right? Like
weather.
we don't know what's the weather. Yes. Like we don't know what's going to happen. Um, our power really is going to live in these inputs, how many calls, like what you were just saying, Allie, that's what you can control is who are you calling today, who are you going to talk to, how are you following up with them, what are you going to go post on social media. I always say don't be a secret agent. It is not your friends and family's job to remember that you are in real estate. It is your job to remind them that you are the local expert. I will say that again and again, because Joe Schmo might be sorry. I mean, like, Sally is going to go work with somebody that they see as being really successful on social media. And like, if you're not posting, hey, I'm doing an open house today, or like, hey, I'm out doing this showing, or oh, we just closed on XYZ. If you're not doing that, then people don't think you're actually active in real estate. And that perception matters. I think we're always going to come back to perception matters. So what you post and how you're consistently showing up, that showing up is now in the days that we live in. It's on social media, so I hate to be like, you need to live on Facebook. That's not what I'm necessarily saying, but market yourself, because if you're not, you're losing a lot of business.
I agree. And there's been people that have reached out to me, and it's always funny because I'm think like all we do is real estate. Like we don't even really have any other hobbies other than traveling and our kids, and we go to
Yeah.
church. And there's been like 2 or 3 times in the last couple of months where somebody's reached out and it's been like a question. Like they've said, um, "You have a real estate team, right?" And I'm like
Mm-hmm.
thinking, "Oh my God." And I feel like we post all the time, like to the
Yeah.
point that like people that we know, they're like, "You need to stop posting all the time. You're posting too much." So if you feel like you're posting too
Yeah.
much, you're not. You're
You're
not.
doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You want people to be like, wow, you're really posting a lot.
Yeah. It's mostly Andrew and he tags me and everything, so I take the credit. So
Oh.
thanks, Andrew.
Good, good. Yeah,
Um,
it's, and that's another mindset. Everything comes back to mindset. It's just you gotta go do it. Like people, I think I made a post the other week of like how to stop taking everything personally. And it's kind of just like getting out of your own way. People are not thinking about you as much as you think that they are. So go make that post. Everyone's also always going to have an opinion and create a story, a narrative in their head about you, whether it's good, positive, or in between or not positive. Um, so go ahead and do it. Live your life. Like you're the one paying your bills. Not, well, I guess like if they buy a house from you, they are helping you, but like they're, you know what I mean? Like they're not the ones that are going to be paying your bills. So get out there, go do what you need to do. You're impacting people in a positive light. You have a fiduciary responsibility to your clients. You're the best person. And if you're continuously investing in yourself, like Allie, you and Andrew are constantly investing in yourselves and the business to make the your world bigger for the people that are in your office on your team, because you guys have such a big vision and you want that for your people. It's the impact. So really it's just y'all got to do the work and say how much do you want it and what does your mindset look like. I think so. Control the
I,
controllables. That's how much you call the action you're going to take. You don't have to be 100% every day. It's really, if you have 5% to give that day, you're then giving yourself that 100%, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I think just to kind of like add a little bit to that, so some of the things
Yeah.
that you can control, like you want to make sure it's quantitative, right? So like what's the number? So I'm going to post blank amount of times on social media,
Mm-hmm.
blank days a week, or I'm going to do this many posts for the month. So like how many, you can control how much you post, you can control who you talk to, you can control how you talk to people. That's very controllable. So having coaching, watching videos, listening to podcasts, there's so much content out there that can be obtained. So you can also control that. You can also control your work environment. So let's just
Yes.
say you're at a brokerage that's not that great, or you're on a team that's not so great. Or maybe it is a great team. I kind of tell people sometimes too that we talk to a lot of agents, and people always say like, but I'm not like mad at my broker. They're a really nice person. And I always say to them, they probably are. Like they
Yeah.
probably are a nice person. They probably do have a great program. Most do. However, it just might not
Mhm.
be a fit for you and what your goals are. So is that alignment there? Like, are your day-to-day activities aligning with your goals? And if they're not
Yes.
aligning with your goals, then you're not moving in the right direction. Or if you are, you're like walking like a crocodile, like left and right. And
And
you're
that's how
kind
you
of
get
getting
away from a crocodile. You gotta zigzag because they can't see or whatever.
yeah, right?
Really afraid of crocodiles and alligators, so like I know how to escape.
That's so funny. Oh wait, wait, hold on a minute. That was derailed. Wait a minute. You're supposed to run zigzags. Not, do they go straight?
Yes, yeah, they only know how to go straight, so you gotta zigzag. Like we have to zigzag to get away from them.
Well, that's where my mind was going. That's where the analogy was
It's okay.
going.
You're on the same wavelength.
I love it.
Now you know to zigzag though. So if an alligator's chasing you, not a straight line, because those guys are fast. They're very fast for those little legs. Oh, I don't like them. I don't like them.
I can't tell you how many times we've been on showings and I've seen alligators.
Yeah, couldn't
And
do it.
yeah, yeah, but I mean, you just stay away from them. It's just like any other
You just
wild
stay away
animal.
from them.
I think that
I certainly do.
I love it. You wouldn't make it in South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida.
I would, just far away.
I think we're out of time. I mean, I think we
Oh,
covered a lot. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add or anything else you want to say before we wrap it up.
let me think. Let me think on that. Just a couple of points to wrap up. Complexity is going to kill consistency. Results do not come from chasing more, they come from mastering less, I think is a really big highlight. So you don't need to know more. And when I was going down that rabbit hole of like investing in yourself, like be around people that want to get bigger and grow with you. And you're going to hear like, master your phone calls. Like what's your outreach and your follow-up look like and your lead nurturing. You just cut the noise and build a repeatable routine. Okay, surround yourself with leaders that think like that align with your mission. um and then a 90-day reset, so we get ready to prepare for quarter 4, because we always have to think like we're in the next quarter, because we technically are. That's where your business is going to be and your closings are going to be happening. The next 90 days, if you're listening to this, the next 90 days matter the most right now, and then the next 90 days after that are going to matter the most. So clean up your calendar, do your daily 3 every day. You're going to talk to somebody new, you're going to follow up, and you're going to post your value. And then you are going to run a weekly Sunday reset, and then stay accountable and out loud. Okay. So
That's a
getting
lot
really
of
real with
content.
yourself.
Woof.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
love it.
So yeah, you don't need to restart. You just got to get really good at getting re-engaged with your business. So you're still in it. There's still hope. Don't give up. End of year, make it the strongest you can.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and hopefully we can have you back again soon.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to.
Aw,
Awesome. Thanks, Allie.
thank you.